Welcome on board, chosen one. Step in, wipe your feet on the lies they threw at you, and take your seat, like the story was always yours. Funny how you are still here while the people who swore they had crushed you are now whispering your name, like it is classified intel. They said you were nothing, remember? They said you had fold, disappear, break, fade out, yet here you are, and look at them. Shaking, confused, pressed beyond belief, acting like the universe personally sent you to ruin their sleep schedule. Before we go any deeper, hit the like button and subscribe to pay this message back into the universe. That is your little thank you to the mission. Now let's talk about what really happened. When they mocked you, when they tried to embarrass you, when they threw your name around like dirt, none of it moved the universe, not even a little, because behind the scenes, something was shifting, something cold, something sharp. A force they didn't know existed until it started protecting you. What they said, you are alone. But the truth, you were never alone. And now they are realizing that way too late. Chosen one, the silence you are hearing lately, that is not peace, that is fear, their fear. The kind that crawls under skin and makes their heartbeat pick up every time your name comes up in a conversation they are not supposed to hear. They thought you were finished, but the universe had other plans. The universe placed eyes on you, important eyes. Eyes from high places. Eyes that don't blink when danger shows up. Eyes that don't play when someone tries to mess with what the universe marked as untouchable. The shift wasn't loud. It never is. Real power never walks into a room with fireworks. It moves like a shadow, slow and steady, until one day the whole environment feels different. You started noticing how certain attacks missed you, how certain people suddenly backed off, how certain situations that should have destroyed you somehow cracked open and revealed a way out. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was protection from places you don't have access to yet. When they said you were easy to break, they didn't know who had already stepped into your corner. It is almost funny watching them pretend they are not scared now, pretend they are over it, pretend they don't care anymore. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they are replaying every moment they underestimated you like a bad movie that will not stop looping. They are trying to figure out why the universe sides with you so heavily, why their traps backfired, why their insults aged like spoiled milk, while your silence aged like gold. Chosen one. The atmosphere around you changed because the universe got tired of watching you bleed for people who weren't even worth your shadow. So it moved things. It rearranged alliances. It put certain people in positions where they could see you clearly for the first time. And when they saw you, they understood something your enemies never wanted anyone to understand. You are dangerous. Not because you are evil, not because you fight dirty, but because you survive in ways that make no sense. You survive attacks that were designed specifically to destroy you. You survive storms that were supposed to erase your identity. You walk out of trauma like someone the universe refuses to let fall. Let me tell you something they never wanted you to find out. A long time ago, someone in a high place noticed you. They saw you take blow after blow with no support, no praise, no applause. They saw the way you stayed loyal even when loyalty cost you everything. They saw the way your heart stayed clean, even while people dragged your name through mud. They saw you trying to rise while others tried to step on your neck, and that someone said, "No, this one is not going down like this." And from that moment, things shifted. Conversations you were never supposed to hear started happening. People you didn't know you impressed started stepping in. the universe began redirecting certain dangers away from you because you had already paid the price for things you didn't deserve. You thought you survived because you fought hard. You did fight hard, but that wasn't the whole story. Truth is, someone was watching. Someone with reach. Someone with influence. Someone whose silence is louder than your enemy's threats. And you want facts. Here is one. The enemy's biggest mistake was assuming you were easy to isolate. They didn't know about the high places, the voices that matter, the people who study patterns, who pay attention, who can see through lies with one glance. They didn't know you were stamped with universal protection. They didn't know your story triggered something powerful. Look who is exposed now. Look who is scrambling. Look who is suddenly concerned. Look who regrets opening their mouth. They thought you were an easy target, but you turned out to be the one person they should have never crossed. Chosen one, you are not walking into your story. You are walking into the truth they tried to bury. And trust me, the universe is not done revealing what has been happening behind your back. The real show is just starting. Listen up, chosen one. Before we go any deeper into this wild truth about the unknown friends in high places who have been pulling strings for you, I need you locked in with full focus. If you are really ready to understand how far the universe has gone to protect you, then prove it. Drop a $9.99 in the comments so I know you are one of the rare ones who can handle what comes next. That number isn't random. It is a signal. It tells me you are not running from this story. You are stepping into it. And now we move forward, step by step. Stay with me, because if you are truly one of the chosen ones, you will feel that strange pull in your chest right now. The urge to keep watching, to stay until the final reveal. Because something in you already knows this message is connected to your life. This isn't just a video, it is a warning. It is a blueprint. It is the truth they hoped you would never uncover. Take a breath, lock in, and don't blink. We are about to peel back the next layer, and trust me, you are not ready for what is coming. Number 1. Their dumbest misread ever just became your greatest weapon. Funny how the people who swore they could finish you are now praying nobody finds out they ever tried. They really thought you were alone. That was the first joke of the story. Your enemies convinced themselves that your quiet was the same thing as being powerless, that your humility meant you had nothing backing you, that your isolation meant you had no reach, no support, no protection. They built their entire attack plan on a misunderstanding of who you actually were. And chosen one, that misread is the reason they are scared to even say your name right now. What they never understood is that your silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. You weren't isolated. You were insulated. You weren't overlooked. You were observed. You weren't abandoned. You were being watched over by forces that never needed permission to act on your behalf. In their eyes, you were an easy target, an unguarded door, a cracked window. But in the eyes of the universe, you were an asset, valuable, rare, and valuable things don't stay unprotected for long. Your enemies only saw what was on the surface. Quiet steps, lowered head, soft voice. They didn't see the discipline behind it. They didn't see how you collected information instead of reacting. They didn't see how you studied their behavior while pretending you didn't notice a thing. They didn't see how your patience wasn't surrender. It was the calm before the reversal. They saw fragility. The universe saw precision. They saw defeat. The universe saw restraint. They saw someone breaking. The universe saw someone sharpening. And chosen one. That contrast is exactly what destroyed them. Your enemies counted on you, losing control. They waited for you to snap, to panic, to lash out. They wanted chaos so they could blame you for it. They wanted noise so your truth would get buried under it. But you didn't give them any of that. You gave them silence. And nothing scares the guilty more than silence. Nothing exposes a coward faster than a target who refuses to react. While they mocked you, someone in a high place was watching. Someone who had the range to see past the performance and into the truth. Someone who had access to the kind of information your enemies were praying would stay hidden. Someone who saw you stand alone and didn't confuse that with being unsupported. They saw your patience and knew it wasn't fear, it was maturity. They saw your humility and knew it wasn't insecurity, it was control. They saw your isolation and recognized it, not as insignificance, but as separation for elevation. Here is what the chosen ones always forget. People in high places don't protect chaos. They protect rarity. They protect discipline. They protect the ones who move differently. They protect the quiet ones who think before they strike. And you, chosen one, you were rarer than they realized. Your enemies had a simple question in their heads. Why aren't they fighting back? Why aren't they breaking down? Why aren't they reacting? The answer is humiliating for them. You were never fighting alone in the first place. The universe had already assigned watchers to you, not in a mystical or religious way, in a real, grounded way. People with authority, people with reach. People whose decisions ripple through rooms you don't even know exist. People who can shut down attacks without leaving fingerprints. People who can move your enemies out of your path without ever saying your name out loud. You think the attacks stopped because your enemies got bored. Number, they stopped because someone smarter than them stepped in. You think the smear campaigns died because they moved on. Number, they died because someone with influence decided their lies were a waste of space. You think the doors that suddenly opened were coincidence? Number, whether you saw it or not, someone in a high place nudged things into alignment for you. Someone made sure your name landed in the right rooms and stayed out of the wrong ones. Someone made sure the traps they set for you collapsed under their own weight. Your enemies didn't underestimate your strength. They underestimated your protection. And that is the part that haunts them. That is the part they replay at night. That is the part that makes them avoid your eyes whenever life forces them into the same room. They keep asking themselves, who is protecting you? Who is speaking for you? Who is watching over you? And the universe just smiles back at them through silence. Chosen one understands something crucial. Some people in high places didn't choose to protect you because of your reputation. They protected you because of your pattern, your discipline, your character, your refusal to break under pressure. The way you carry pain with dignity. The way you rise without stepping on anyone. Those traits caught attention. Quiet traits always do. And once that kind of attention lands on you, you don't walk alone anymore. Your enemies made the fatal mistake of assuming nobody saw your value. But someone did. Someone with reach. Someone with power. Careers, betrayals, and unexpected losses removed distractions that would have limited future growth. Although these experiences felt devastating in the moment, they ultimately redirected the chosen one toward people and opportunities better aligned with their calling. The text repeatedly emphasizes that enemies became increasingly frustrated because nothing worked as planned. Every attempt to isolate the chosen one somehow led to unexpected support. Every effort to block progress opened another path. Every trap collapsed before reaching its target. unable to understand why their strategies consistently failed. Opponents were left confused, while the Chosen One continued moving forward. Most importantly, the message encourages readers to recognize a pattern throughout their lives. Events that once seemed random begin fitting together like pieces of a carefully designed blueprint. Near disasters, unexpected rescues, timely opportunities, and unlikely friendships all reveal themselves as connected parts of a much larger story. Instead of wandering without direction, the Chosen One was being guided through experiences designed to shape character, strengthen faith, and prepare them for responsibilities still ahead. As the message progresses, it explains that the Chosen One's greatest strength is authenticity. While many people compromise their values for acceptance, influence, or temporary success, the Chosen One refuses to abandon their principles. This integrity makes them difficult to manipulate or control. Their enemies recognize this independence and continue attacking because they cannot tolerate someone who refuses to conform to their expectations. Another important lesson is that time is one of the greatest gifts ever given to the Chosen One. Material success, recognition, and influence can disappear, but time allows a person to heal, mature, develop wisdom, and sharpen their abilities. While enemies believed they had already won, the Chosen One was quietly growing stronger. Every season of silence became a period of preparation rather than defeat. The text suggests that while the Chosen One was rebuilding their life, their enemies unknowingly destroyed themselves. Every lie they spread became another piece of evidence against them. Every attempt to manipulate others eventually revealed their true character. Instead of fighting back, the Chosen One was encouraged to remain patient because truth has a way of revealing itself without force. The message repeatedly emphasizes that invisible protection is strategic rather than emotional. Those working behind the scenes do not interfere because they feel sympathy. They intervene because they recognize long-term value. Their goal is not to make life easy, but to ensure that the Chosen One survives long enough to fulfill a greater purpose. Every challenge, every setback, and every delay becomes part of a carefully designed process of transformation. The Chosen One is compared to a weapon being forged in fire. Heat does not weaken steel, it strengthens it. Likewise, betrayal develops discernment. Failure produces wisdom. Isolation creates independence. Pressure reveals character. Every difficult season removes unnecessary attachments and builds qualities that comfort could never produce. Rather than being abandoned during suffering, the Chosen One is being refined by it. The text also explains that protection does not eliminate pain. Instead, it limits destruction. The Chosen One is allowed to experience disappointment, grief, and hardship because these experiences produce growth. But they are never allowed to be permanently destroyed by them. Every fall eventually becomes a step toward something greater. Every closed door redirects them toward a better opportunity. As life unfolds, patterns begin to emerge. Events that once seemed random suddenly make sense. Unexpected rescues, perfectly timed opportunities, supportive strangers, and impossible escapes appear connected rather than accidental. Looking backward, the Chosen One realizes that every difficult chapter prepared them for the next one. Even moments that felt meaningless contributed to their future success. The message further claims that enemies eventually become fearful because they cannot understand why none of their efforts succeed. Every attack loses momentum before reaching its goal. Every trap somehow fails. Every attempt to control the Chosen One creates the opposite effect. This growing frustration leaves opponents exhausted, while the Chosen One continues advancing with increasing confidence. One of the strongest themes is that genuine power often operates quietly. True influence does not require public recognition or dramatic displays. It moves through wisdom, timing, and precise action. Likewise, the greatest victories often happen without confrontation. The Chosen One does not need to prove their worth because their life itself becomes evidence of unseen guidance and steady growth. Eventually, the Chosen One reaches a turning point where survival is no longer the objective. The years of testing have produced resilience, clarity, discipline, and confidence. The same attacks that were meant to destroy them have instead built the qualities needed for leadership, influence, and lasting success. Every enemy unknowingly contributed to this transformation. The final message declares that protection was never the destination, it was preparation. The purpose of every delay, disappointment, rejection, and struggle was to shape someone capable of carrying greater responsibility. The Chosen One was never preserved simply to survive, but to fulfill a mission that extends beyond personal success and positively influences others. Ultimately, the text encourages readers to stop viewing themselves as victims of circumstance. Instead, they are invited to see every challenge as part of a larger plan that develops strength, wisdom, humility, and perseverance. Justice does not always arrive immediately, but it comes through truth, patience, and the natural consequences of people's actions. Rather than seeking revenge, the Chosen One is encouraged to continue moving forward with confidence, trusting that every setback has served a purpose. The conclusion delivers a message of hope and empowerment. The Chosen One was never forgotten, abandoned, or fighting alone. Every hardship became preparation for a greater future. Every obstacle strengthened their character, and every unseen act of protection ensured they would reach the life they were meant to live. Their story is not defined by suffering, but by transformation. The greatest battles have already shaped them into someone wiser, stronger, and more resilient than they ever imagined. Now, they are called to step into the next chapter with courage, knowing that the same unseen guidance that carried them through the past will continue leading them toward their true destiny.